Right. Ready to go? Okay. This is a regularly called meeting of the Public Ethics Commission of the town of Chesapeake Beach. Present are two members, myself as the chair and Mr. Kiernan, a member. Also present is our clerk, Sharon Hum. Absent is Mr. Fahad Safai, and he is excused. But we have nonetheless a quorum consisting of 2/3 of the full commission. So we are ready to proceed, and the meeting is now in session. As usual, we will start with a Pledge of Allegiance.
And deliver.
First agenda item is the approval of the agenda. Agenda has been distributed prior to this meeting. And is there any objection?
No.
Okay, the agenda is approved. Next agenda item is the approval of the minutes of the November 1, 2023 meeting. The minutes have likewise been previously distributed. Are there any comments or objections?
None.
I have a few comments. I will. It's just a remark. We, at our last meeting, and in fact, a number of prior meetings, we had discussed a revision of the form of public disclosure statements. And there is one item of business which is still open. And we will have to revisit this probably at our next meeting, but certainly at a meeting following the filing of the public disclosure statements by all those who are required to file. You will recall that we discussed Schedule H of the form, which calls for certain information, including financial information by certain filers. And there was a concern that these questions were possibly a bit overreaching. We discussed a way of limiting the scope of the information that is required. And our legal counsel volunteered to seek informal guidance from the State Ethics Commission. And Fred Sossman actually did that. He spoke with the general counsel of the State Ethics Commission, and the advice he got a very strong opposition to our proposed narrowing of the scope of the information. In fact, counsel said that he would not he would not approve the amendment of our ordinance, which would be necessary in order to create the result that we want, and that he would certainly not counsel the State Ethics Commission to approve any such modification of our ordinance. Therefore, the Schedule H that we approved for the 2023 disclosures is unchanged from the previous year, and we decided to send it out in this form, but the responses we got for the previous year strongly suggest that there would be objection raised by those filers. These are basically your professionals, other outside service providers. Today is not an appropriate time to discuss this. We certainly want to have counsel here so he can state directly what I summarized, what he reported to me by now months ago, and then we will have to decide how we deal with potential failures to file complete answers, but we will not anticipate anything and simply wait what comes back to us from these filers that are affected.
Very good.
And off the record, I were in that position, I would probably flat out refuse to answer some of these questions. But counsel, the state counsel, pointed to the statute and said that's the law of the land, and we cannot deviate from it. So we'll have some difficult decisions to make, I believe. Okay. I suppose that procedure is okay with.
Yes, and it's included in our packet as well. The message from counsel.
We'll see.
Yes.
Next agenda item is the review of remaining delinquencies of disclosure statements for the reporting period of 2022. And we have, we now have completed reports from everybody, which were given or sent to all, with only one exception. And I think that's still the case. Correct me, Sharon, if what I say is no longer true. There is one filer, a member of the, I believe, Planning and Zoning Commission, who resigned just about a year ago in the, I believe it was March of last year. And efforts were made to induce her to complete the questionnaire. We sent reminders, formal written reminders, formal letters, not just emails or telephone calls, and we've heard nothing.
There were two, so one did respond, I take it.
I'm sorry.
There were two, but one responded?
Let's see, I have a worksheet here from, no, there were two. One of them, Stephen Sharp, has completed his form, and it's Teresa Frederick that has not turned in disclosure at all. And the question is, what shall we do about it? Obviously, she doesn't respond to civilized approaches, and theoretically or legally, we could levy fines. The question is, do we want to do that, or would we just accept the delinquency and be done with this business?
That would be my motion, yes.
My own suggestion would be, let's just forget it.
Move on, yeah.
Okay. We decided to take no further action. The next agenda item is the review of the public disclosure statement forms for the reporting period 2023. These filings will have to be made this coming month and before the end of April. And we heard, just before convening, that apparently one particular question that was in the paper version of the document, for some reason, didn't make it into the online version. We had previously worked out and informally agreed on the language to be used in the disclosures, in the most recent disclosure statements, and I should say, in the disclosure statement for the most recent reporting period. And I believe today we have to do two things. One is to formally, on the record, approve the final paper version, which everybody has seen and worked out. So I propose that that version is approved.
Yes.
Unanimously approved. The second thing we have to do is approve the online version. That is a beast that was created by the town, more specifically by the town administrator, Holly Wall. And she has struck me as a somewhat complicated job, but apparently there are forms to create forms, something that I confess far exceeds my my own word processing ability. I sat down with her a few weeks ago, and we went over the first version, and we made some changes. what the online form now does is it makes the whole reporting and filing process much simpler because the online form is structured so that only those schedules have to be answered in full that actually apply to that particular filer.
Exactly.
And most of these schedules apply to very few filers, and there's only one that yes, Schedule A pertaining to real property that pretty much applies to everybody. I think there's only one filer, and it must be someone's spouse who doesn't have to file it because she has no ownership interest of her own in the marital home. Sharon, I see you shaking your head.
No, I'm just listening.
Maybe I misremembered something, but be that as it may, yeah, what the form now does, any schedule of questionnaires that does not apply automatically drops out and disappears, so that the actual filing will consist, aside from the cover page and the declaration, only of a list of all the schedules marked whether they apply or do not apply to that particular filer. This is about 1.5 pages long. And then only those completed schedules that are marked as applies. And so I think our town clerk should be delighted not to have to deal with several inches of paper. Because that's, such files are expensive.
Yes, yes.
Now, I think we cannot formally approve the online version, since, as we discovered, there still may be errors and omissions in
Yes.
there, which I missed when I ran my own exposure to it. But it's a schedule that's pretty much near the end when fatigue sets in, and it's easy to miss something. So we have had a written statement from our third commission member, and what do you think, Greg? Should we just go ahead and approve the online form with the understanding that any errors and omissions that may be discovered before they go out, that they will be
That would be
corrected?
that would be my suggestion. Yes, yes.
Okay, and so with this contingency, the electronic form is approved, and I will may be okay to do it piecemeal. I will send a note to Holly Wall and tell her that we found that there is one question missing, and that given the constraints of time, we have to reserve the right to identify any further errors or omission, if any.
Right.
Just one informational. I will also remind Holly that since these forms go out not from this commission but from the town, that there will be an instruction or an information statement that if somebody prefers to fill out the paper forms, that the town will provide a paper form on request. Sharon, is that doable?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah. And we will see whether anybody or how many people will take advantage
Yes,
of that opportunity. Next agenda item, any additional matter for discussion? Is there any additional member? Greg? No. Sharon, from your side?
No.
No, okay. Then final item, or the next to last, next regular meeting, I think we will have to do what we did the last time around, find out who is available or certainly unavailable, and schedule the next meeting accordingly. It should be as early as possible, subject to our final review of the electronic version in order to doubly sure that we are not missing anything, and then have egg in our face when we send it to the public. And I have I'm pretty much a free agent. I don't go to the office anymore, so I'm wide open. I have sort of an incessant parade of doctor's appointments, but and if they come up, I cannot miss those.
Of course.
You miss them once, and then there's another 2-month wait.
Yes, that's true.
And that's something that I can ill afford. Any comments? Do you have any?
What are we looking at? April?
Pardon me?
April?
What about April?
Is that what we're looking at for our next meeting?
Oh, I would say not, because you want to wait until all the disclosures are in, which they
back
have
in,
until
okay.
April 30th.
All right, so.
So I'm thinking that sometime in May, but
Okay, all right. It's just anticipating issues, but okay, very good. Hopefully there won't be any.
Right.
Well, I mean,
we are.
May 10th?
We do it before.
I know that.
Yeah, May 10th.
Thinking May 3rd might be May 2nd might be a little early.
I have to say that Mr. Sussman will be.
I have no problem with it. I mean, we will do the final cleanup the next several days.
Right.
Because the town will have to send them out as early in April as feasible. But somehow I will take it upon myself that if we informal say now it's a go,
Okay.
that is not a violation of the Public Meetings Act of the state of Maryland. And fortunately, we don't have counsel here.
Yeah, we need his input. Yeah,
So,
he needs to be
you know, he cannot
right.
correct this as a wrong statement.
I need to say that Mr. Sussman will be away from May 10th through the 27th.
So it needs to be before the 10th then.
I didn't quite make it here.
I said Mr. Sussman will be out of town from May 10th through the 27th.
May 10th through the 27th, he will be out. Fred.
No, it's okay with me. I'll check with Farhad.
Okay, all right.
So
Looking at the 9th, maybe.
either
That week.
See.
Okay.
27th.
From the 10th through the 27th, yes.
Okay. Then we are adjourned. And I would like to make a private remark. You would have noticed that my hearing seems to be getting worse, even though I have two amplifiers stuck in my ears, and it makes it a bit awkward to be the chair of this commission. And it is not a problem